I'm very excited about being here, and just to give you an idea of where I came from, I was born in Cook, Illinois, and then I moved to Detroit, Oakland, California. I don't remember Oakland too well. I know it was crowded, and I want to say it was a little dangerous. So, and I was on a big hill. I remember living on a big hill. So that was my interpretation of Oakland. However, when things really started for me, I moved to Fresno, California. Do anyone know where Fresno is? Okay, so Fresno, middle of the earth in California. And we moved to what I call, and everyone else called, the Brown House. Okay, the Brown House was, lets me know that no matter what, anything is possible because the Brown House was standing. Okay, so if that's possible to stand, then anything is possible. The Brown House made me a horticultural because we had roaches, mice, ants, and we even had a beehive in the front. We had a beehive. But however, the outside didn't reflect what was going on in the inside. My mom was very, how can I say this, strict. She didn't believe that being, how do I say this? Being broke is a state of mind. Having no money, then you can come up with a solution. So she always had me come up with solutions of how I can get money. Whether it be a bucket of soap water walking around the neighborhood, whether it be raking leaves, going to Food Max, I remember this, or Food for Less at the time. We would actually go outside and pretend like we worked for Food for Less and help people put groceries in the car until they chased us away and said we needed money for college. Obviously, it was for the arcade. So anyway, but that was, I learned tenacity, I learned resourcefulness because of the Brown House and being what it was. Now, however, on the other side of the street, my best buddy, his name was Adrian, he had a wraparound driveway. It looked like a G.I. Joe oasis. Like, you know, you go over it and then you can see the house. And I was just like a microcosm and a little mini macrocosm of life itself. Like, but that was my best buddy. So I used to always go over to his house. This is a long story short. So that was Fresno. Now, as I transitioned, we transitioned to Clovis. We didn't live there very long. I enjoyed Clovis. I was a skater, had little bangs, if you could believe that. Put perm in my afro and had a hangover. So I don't know if you remember that back in the days with skaters. Well, anyway, so I did that, and then I transitioned. We transitioned to high school. Now in high school, things were a little different because my mom moved away. And she actually moved to San Diego with my sister because she was an MC Hammer dancer at the time. When MC Hammer had like 30,000 dancers. My sister was one of the 30,000. Okay, so she moved here and I lived with my auntie. In high school, I became the class president. So I was the class president. I don't think I gave many speeches. I know I did have a show. We did a gong show. You know, with the Sandman with the mask. So I did do that. So that was that's the extent of my speaking ability. So until I came here. After high school, I went to the Navy. So I went to the Navy, and I absolutely love the Navy. And that's why I brought this, the American flag, because I think it represents me and what I stand for. I am a devout American. I don't love America for what it can be. I love America for what it is. Okay? So that's that. After that, I transitioned. After the military, I went to college. I played football. I thought I was going to the NFL like everyone else. 4 knee surgeries later, reconstructive surgeries later, game over. And I don't even realize why I was that mad. I can never remember why I was that mad. And then from there, I got my degree in child development in college and worked for Head Start for 7 years as a teacher. I loved working at Head Start. I loved watching the children grow and get better and learn social skills. But I was very poor and I was tired of eating top ramen, so I had to transition. It's the truth. It is the truth. So I transitioned. From there, many moons later, I moved here to San Diego. I was a door-to-door salesman for AT&T. Amazing. I won't go into that too deep. From there, I actually got a job at Ashford University as a military counselor where I was able to incorporate military and teaching. So that is how that worked. And I will show you one more picture. And what has driven me to come here is these people right here. This is my family, and that is what's most important to me. And I'll cover this, that's just being vain, but that's my family and my son. So this is what my life is about, and I appreciate your attention. Mr. Toastmaster.
Half of this room talked about it, but one man lived it. He ready. Quarterback steps up to the line of scrimmage, and he's ready for the game of his life. The crowd is set. The defense is set. He's set. And then one step to the left, and the ball is quickly hiked from the grasp of his hand. And the defense scores the first points to one of the biggest blowouts in Super Bowl history. Did you see it? It wasn't what he planned. It wasn't what he dreamed about. But it happened. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, this is what happens when Set Hut becomes Set Hut. What just happened? Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about football. Matter of fact, I've never played organized football in my life. Let me tell you why. Because when you have one big person, man, running in one direction, and you have another big person running in the same direction towards the other man, at the point of impact, somebody gets hurt, and that body is not this body. But that's what happens when Set Hut what? Happens to all of us. Matter of fact, we've all had that Set Hut what just happened moment. You remember that first icebreaker speech? You readied yourself for that speech? The crowd was set. The timer was set. Your nerves weren't set. And then the speech was in motion. And then all of a sudden, after it was done, you sat down and you said to yourself, Set Hut, what did I just get myself into? But that's what Set Hut what is all about. It is when all that you plan for, all that you dream about, ends up not happening the way you planned it. And that's reality. But the real question, Toastmasters, is how do you persevere through unexpected events? That's the question. That's what it's all about. A community sees it. A family talks about it. But one woman lives it. This woman happened to be my mama. My mama was living the family dream. She had married the man of her dream, had one beautiful child, and my sister. But we were that family where people thought we were the Huxtables, because that's the way we were living. And then my mama had that Set Hut, what just happened? Our family of 4 quickly became a family of 3. Mama was not prepared for that. What a loss. A big loss. How do you recover from that? Mama knew that this wasn't her future. This wasn't what she planned. But she was right in the middle of Set Hut. What just happened? Mama huddled the team together and started to look at the situation and realized that in order for her to move beyond this, she had to call some different plays. My mama stepped back, and she then threw hope to my sister. She stepped back, and she threw it's possible to me. And my sister and I caught it. Touchdown. What do you do, Toastmasters, when everything that you plan for, everything that you hope for doesn't happen the way you're supposed to happen? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. A school sees it. A family talks about it. But my little sister lived it. You see, my sister, she was destined for greatness. While I was in the classroom being the class clown, she was set for future wonder. My mama asked us one day, she used to play these games, she said, what do you kids want to be when you grow up? My sister said, Mama, when I get older, I want to be just like you, a teacher. She said, Angela, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, Mama, when I grow up, I want to be a pig. She said, why, boy? I said, because I like bacon. She said, bacon? I just love bacon. But she was that person where you knew she was going somewhere. And then, what just happened? Our family of 3 will soon become a family of 4. What do you do when everything you plan for doesn't work out? My mama wasn't happy about this. I can feel the tension in the house. My mama huddled up the family, and she began to say, I need to change the situation. I need to run some different plays for my sister so that she can achieve greatness. Mama stepped back, and she gave my sister resilience. Mama stepped back, and she gave my sister hope. And my sister caught it. Touchdown. Fellow Toastmasters, what do you do when everything that you planned for, everything that you desire, doesn't show up like you wanted to show up? My mama told us exactly what to do. You laughed at me when I said I wanted to be a pig. I will let you know, my mama has raised the biggest P-I-G you've ever seen. Pretty inspired guy. Inspired by the fact that when everything is down, when you think that everything that you tried for doesn't work out, that all you've got to do is change the situation and run a different play. Did you catch that my mama told you that change situation? Did you catch that my mom said run a different play? Because Toastmasters, if you caught that, I say, my mama just threw you a touchdown. Celebrate. Touchdown. Thank you.